Welcome to Effing Details Podcast.
Vancouver's kick-ass business stories unleashed. Hey, welcome to another edition of the Effing Details Podcast. I am Mark Simmons, and you are?
Jill Simmons.
And we're happy to have you here today. Our first ask, a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay.
Is please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, Radio, Apple Podcasts, everywhere we make it easy, but the best place to go to find all our links is our website at
effingdetails.com.
And you can ask us anything at any time at effingdetails.com. All right, so Effing Details Podcast. We are about the effing details and when they matter and when they don't.
Right.
And we're also, Vancouver's kick-ass business stories unleashed.
Absolutely.
And speaking of kick-ass stories unleashed, we have a special guest with us today.
Yay! With
a kick-ass story of their life. We're happy to have with us Rhiannon Foster.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here on the Effing Details.
Welcome to the big show.
Yeah.
You're probably asking, how did I get here?
Well, I drove, and that was the easy part, but...
Yeah, you fought the Oakridge traffic to get here. Yeah. So... because we focus on business owners and their amazing stories, and we know you well.
Yep.
We've known you for a long time, and you are, in every sense of the word, empowered, kick-ass, and all those other things when it comes to business and other things.
Thank you. I'm blushing a little.
But I have a quick story about when we first met.
Tell me.
First met. Well, it was that we were both part of BNI.
Yes.
And you were at a meeting that I went to like 9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah.
And in BNI you have subs, and people love having you as their subs. So when you're a member, you can't be there, you have someone come represent you, and you were representing someone, and you showed up with a hairy chest.
I know exactly who this is now.
Right? Yeah, like you fully commit.
Wow.
And you were I don't know who the member was, but man, that was some impressive stuff.
That's commitment.
Yeah, 100%. It was funny because in BNI, yes, members are asked to bring substitutes, and for the longest time I was subbing, and people would give me a script to read, and I was like, oh, this is shit. Oh, fuck. I hate reading this stuff for these people. So I started writing my own, and so it was a little bit more fun. And then I started roasting people, which was even better. So I would come wearing wigs, and I would come just,
I love
a little bit throwing them under the bus, but people were terrified and just desperate to have me sub for them because it was such a joy, and they were getting filmed and passed around. It was hilarious. It was some very good times.
And if we stretch that into your business, and that's you in a nutshell of fully committing
100%
right to what you do.
Right.
So we'd love to hear more about let's go back in time. Jill loves questions.
I do.
She's
Amazing.
curious.
Yes, I do.
And what are the questions? How do you want to start your questions?
I want to start with, what did you do before you were in real estate?
Okay. So that's a super fun question because it takes me back through two places that I'd love to talk about. One is where my entrepreneurial spirit kind of comes from.
Right.
And after the 90s crash in the market and a bunch of other things that happened, my family was looking to rebuild, so looking to start a family business on Vancouver Island. And it was my idea that we started a party rental business. So much like Lonsdale Rentals, Pearson, something like that. And I would have been 11 years old, and I was like, oh, well, these people just got to bring stuff to parties all the time. This is a great job. And so family started that business, and by 16 I was running it, doing all the bank deposits, making sure that everything was done. I brought in all my friends, trained all of them on how to do everything party, and that became sort of a legacy in the Comox Valley, and party rentals still exist there. And then, but before I started in real estate, I was doing project management. So we'd go in and we did office furniture and modular wall systems that were installed for, companies that were taking over 3 or 4 floors in, say, a Bentall 1 or Bentall 2 downtown. And we'd go in and do all that. I was delivering budgets on time, and they were multi-million-dollar projects.
Wow. And
very, very demanding. And the company grew a little bit too big for its britches. And it was challenging for me to keep up. And I kept saying, I can't take on any more clients. I can't do anything else. And the straw that broke the camel's back was, hey, Rhiannon, come meet your new clients at a brand new meeting. And my best friend at the time was in real estate. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, just come over. Like, just write the exam. What's the worst that's going to happen? And I wrote it and never looked back. And funny enough, today, it is my official 15th year in the business.
No
that
way.
We're filming this. Yeah.
Wow. Today.
Wow, there's the chairs. You guys need to cheers this. You have your,
Yes, here we go.
your
Cheers.
mimosas in the morning. Well done. Congratulations. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I saw that come up in my feed today. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
15 years. It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
So
That is.
We planned it that way.
yeah,
We did.
That's how good we are.
serendipity.
We've been stalking you.
Please do.
Had no idea.
So what did you learn in the event? So you're in the event business.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
What's your greatest learning from there?
From that space?
From that space, yeah.
That dedication and hard work actually pay off, right? And I think there was, because of watching my parents, right? It was persistence. It was a tough time in the market. My dad had been in geology and still kind of dabbles in it. But so he was a geologist and the market went belly up.
Right.
So there was no money there. My mom had been a stockbroker, so there was no money there. As you can imagine, there was a little bit of chaos, right?
Right.
But it's grit and determination that saw us through to rebuild something. And then my mom joined city council. And, you know, you don't watch somebody go into politics and be adored and loved.
Right.
They are hated by half of the community.
Absolutely, yeah.
So again, grit and determination, right?
Yeah.
And that's that's what I grew up with. So that just became part of who I am. And I'm very, very grateful for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say. Do you have siblings?
Yes. So when it comes to my family, I say I don't have one of those nice family trees. I have a shrub.
Okay.
It's like ground cover. It kind of goes everywhere, so it gets really confusing. But yeah, so I have a birth sister, so same mom and dad. I have an adopted sister. I have 4 other siblings on top of that from one set of parents, kind of, and then another set of 2 from a totally different set. So there's a lot of us.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of arms from the tree.
Yeah. Did they all work in the family business then?
No. I would have been the only one at the time. Yeah, because the other one was too young, and then the adopted one wasn't of age either.
So just curious, so if you were the only one sort of working in the family business,
Yeah.
were you the only one who took on more of an entrepreneurial
yeah.
vocation?
Yeah. So yes, I am the only one who has started their own business for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, of that.
Right.
Of that trio for sure. So
Wow.
You know, there's a lot of things I know about you. There's a lot of things I don't know about you. Hope we're going to learn more today.
There's
Well,
some things I can't talk about, but we might get there anyways.
But the one thing that always impresses me about you specifically, and I don't see this in a lot of people, is no's never an option for you. Your determination and your drive to just say, fuck it, I'm getting there. Get out of my way. I'm getting there with you in front of me or without you in front of me, but I'm getting there, right? And you do.
100%.
You know, and that is it's not a skill. It's like DNA.
Yeah. Because that's not necessarily something that you can learn, but it's something you can take and build upon. Okay. And it's something that I've definitely built upon over the years, because especially in the real estate business, you know, you have to have a thick skin anyways to move through things and, you know, to deal with, cold calls and calling people and them hanging up or yelling at you or calling you every bad name under the sun or deals going south. And you have to have a thick skin through all of that. But the other thing that I learned is that to build on that resilience piece, that fuck it, who cares piece, you do have to do a little bit of education too, right? So I've got a couple of negotiating certificates, which again gives you a little bit more, a little bit of the power, and so that you feel that you've got negotiation on your side. You've got, this class, and it really is. It's not an easy thing to build upon. I've got to go and turn that off right now.
No, that's okay. This is good. I don't mind the beef because you're working here, and this
you're
is
working.
part of your business. So.
Yeah.
You're busy.
Sorry about that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was you or me.
No, definitely my phone. That's my bad.
That's fine.
I know it's not me because nobody messages me.
Stop.
But resilience is something that's super important, I think, in all business for all entrepreneurs, right? Because if you don't actually have that, you can't pivot. You can't turn on a dime. You can't make a quick decision, and you cannot actually see something through, right? Which is the most important piece.
Do you have your tones on your phone for various different people?
For all different things.
Oh, that's cool.
That is funny. I have a question, or I have an observation.
Yeah.
So, what I know about you is that you are really big into, is it football, soccer? It's football, European football, soccer here. Correct. Is that correct? However you...
We're totally into sports.
Right? It's like, yay, sports.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually watch a lot of sports documentaries on Netflix,
Nice.
like a lot, and it helps me educate me on the sporting life, which I'm not super well versed in. However, I find one of the general themes between the ones who are very successful is they have this mentality of, I'm the best, I'm number one, I can do it, and even if they don't win the game, it doesn't matter. That's not going to they're going to get out there and give it their all. Being a huge sports person that you are, do you feel that that's really, do you take those lessons and do you watch that and do you absorb that and incorporate that?
Yeah, 100%. I played a lot of sports as a kid. So I was a field hockey goalie, and you don't become a goalie in anything and not have a screw loose, right? That is, you're the only one on the field, right? So you have to be the best,
right?
And you're the last man back. You're the one who is challenged all the time, and so you learn to play well with a team, but be a very strong individual.
Right.
So I did field hockey goalie. I was a soccer goalie as well, and those kinds of things really do give you knowledge for being able to work through problems with people, for being able to be creative in a space, and it makes a huge difference to have sport behind you. And funny, so it is English football, as one might say, or football as I would call it, but that's the football you play with your feet, not the one you play with your hands.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. We're learning something today. No, but it's pretty spectacular, and as you know, because it's such a passion of mine, I travel around the world and I go to all the World Cups. I've been to Russia, Brazil. We just got back from Germany last year because we were at the Euros. And then obviously the World Cup's going to be here next year. So Canada, US, and Mexico. And I just applied to be a volunteer there as well. So hopefully I get to do some dancing and, in one of the ceremonies and, meet some players. Who knows? It'd be super fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're what I call in my coachy world, 100%er.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You commit 100% to whatever it is you do, which is probably a good key to your success as well, is because you're committed.
Also a huge downfall, though. So very specifically, so for the last 5 years, I've been trying to build a real estate team, and my level of commitment is what I fucking expect.
Right.
But nobody has my level of commitment. Right? So, and it's hard in that respect to constantly be wanting to build something that is huge and amazing and big and that I have this huge vision for, but I need people who are just like me. And I can tell you it's hard to find. Right? And I don't expect, another one of me. That would just be crazy for everyone.
That'd be a fun office.
It's like too much. Even Ken would say, my partner would say, like, no, that's too many Rhiannons.
Yeah.
One is enough. But it's challenging, right? Because of my expectation.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so what advice would you give to someone who is trying to build a team, real estate or otherwise? Because what I look at it when you're building a team or you're partnering, like for Jill and I doing the podcast and that, or working with business partners, is like any relationship. It's personal and business. Same rules and everything apply.
Yeah.
And everybody's in love until they're not in love anymore. And then their honeymoon period's over.
Yeah.
Right.
And it happens in business too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so what are some advice from you, some things you would look for, characteristics, like early on when someone's considering building a team, building a business partnership, something like that?
Yeah. First thing is know the vision, right? What you actually want. And then the second part is learning to play to everybody's strengths, right? So number one thing, even when I was building this team, it's the person that's coming in, they have to do a personality test. I have to see how they're going to slot into everything. Are they actually going to be able to do the job that I want them to do based on their personality? Maybe they won't. And even though I think they're a great fit, they're not a great fit, right? And so that's anything. It's how do those puzzle pieces actually fit together, and whose strengths can you play on or draw from, or is there parts of a personality that just need to be completely ignored, right? So it's stuff like that that actually makes the difference. If that makes sense.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me about some or one of your most difficult clients, if you can.
Yeah.
Just general.
Name names.
Right?
If you can. No.
I've got a couple of different versions of this story.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know. I think
There's Mark and Jill Simmons.
terrible clients. The hardest people to work with, and they came at the beginning of my career when I had to take on everybody, or that's how I felt, right? So I would take any client, anytime, anywhere, and I didn't have much of a filter because I didn't feel probably worthy enough in the business, and I still needed the money, quote unquote, right? And in doing that and just taking on anybody who wouldn't listen to me or wouldn't trust my expertise, that made for a bad transaction in more ways than one, right? So having an overpriced listing that you can't sell, not having a communication structure that was great, those things always, tended to break things down very quickly. I had one client who had a terrible relationship with their tenant, and we were selling the property. And that tenant would do everything in their power to make my job a living hell. Right? So everything from leaving dildos all over the place when we were doing showings, to ensuring that the trash bags were not taken out. And I had to reframe everything with the client and with the tenant to be able to move this thing forward and to finally get it sold. But it's, relationship is the most important thing, right? And no matter what it is, professional, personal, but it makes a huge difference. But without the one piece that I always think of is communication, it's just not possible, right? Yeah. You're at a loss and a disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen you firsthand deal with difficulty.
Absolutely.
Dealing with us, not necessarily with us, but working through it, and you weren't even in town then, and it was like there was a lot going on, and you obviously your professionalism and knowledge and expertise and years in the business helped with that.
It really did,
for sure.
Yeah.
So I heard too, not everyone's your client.
Oh, no, not at all. Oh, not these days.
Right?
No, it's nice to be able to be picky though, right? And
to
get to that point. But that's the hard part to get to in any business, right? Because especially when you're starting out, you're like, oh my goodness, it's a client. I'm so excited I have one, right? And you've got to do all these things, but you might be bending over backwards for someone who has no loyalty to you, who really doesn't give a shit. And it's so challenging and draining. And then you make it to the end, like I've been there where I got to the end of a transaction, I feel like, why the fuck did I just do this? This is pointless.
Totally.
Whereas if I can sit down and choose my clients and who walks in the door and be comfortable in saying, listen, actually, this isn't going to work for us, but I got somebody great I can refer you to. It's all good.
Do you ever watch those reality TV shows of real estate?
Selling Sunset?
Yes. Do you watch Selling Sunset?
No.
You don't watch? Have you ever watched any episodes of Selling Sunset?
I think Selling something, I don't know,
New York,
something like that, right? And because it's just, it's so contrived because it's obviously not real by any means.
It's what?
Yeah.
What? Are you?
The hard part about it is, though, that so many people get into the business in real estate and they think that's how it works.
Right.
They're like, oh my God, I'm just having mimosas all day long. Oh, sure, I'd love to show your house. It's $50 million. Like, it doesn't fucking happen like that, right? It's hard work. It's being on the phone. It's making the calls. And people see that on TV and they're like, I can totally do that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And then from the client, from the customer side or the public side, they're going, well, realtors are making $200,000 commission.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
And they don't do shit.
Right.
Right, and they don't do shit, and they show up, and they've got a very short skirt, and the heels are up to here, and makeup plastered on their face, and all they do is walk around, and So
and I can tell you that's not the case. Like, I have a pair of boots in the back of the car in case I've got to, like, traipse around, you know, an extra outfit just in case. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
I know firsthand. I saw when I was in real estate, my very first transaction as a buyer's agent, turned like $18,000 into $5,000 take home really quickly.
Very fast.
Like really quickly.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the industry.
Totally.
So that's why you're always having to hustle and because it's numbers.
Yeah.
But I feel almost as if the real estate market or agents are kind of like it's free for all to be picked on. Because I hear this a lot from people, you know, I've seen the memes and people they just have this connotation because of these reality shows, I assume, you know, of a certain person and that they barely work and that they're, you know, just driven around all day long.
Drives the Porsche and wearing Rolexes and, you know.
And you have all of these assistants that do everything and you just show up and you're selling a house based upon, you know, your vehicle.
And it's not the case, right? I mean, it's truly grit that gets you through.
Sure.
And I'm about to be in a real estate conference next week and with a whole slew, so there'll probably be 5,000 real estate agents there, and they're all high performers wanting to change their business to make it even more profitable and better. And it's, you know, being in spaces like that where, you know, where there's no judgment, right?
Right.
Everyone's doing, you know, exactly what they want to do to create their careers. So the noise from outside and from, you know, the public, whatever they think, have it, right? Have at it. I don't want to work with you if that's what you think I do.
Right. Is it a bit of the fake it till you make it?
Sometimes it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure my first 2 years were fake it until I made it. And definitely, like, I remember my very first transaction was crazy. The market wasn't even amazing. It was 2010. And I literally wrote a handwritten note and it said, it's a new year and a new opportunity to sell your home, because it was a listing that had come off the market. If you want to sell it fast, let me know. And they like literally phoned and responded, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna write these handwritten notes forever. And we put the place on the market, and lo and behold, I had multiple offers. I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I was like, oh, this is amazing and scary all at the same time.
Right.
And I remember sitting down, you know, because it was back in the day before we did, you know, documents being signed online. So we had to sit in front of the people and, you know, and do signing like right in front and handwrite things into the contract. And it was nerve-wracking for me because I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to make sure everything was done perfectly. Wow. But I was like in front of the clients and their parents, and everybody was in the room celebrating that they had got these multiple offers. It was craziness. It was so bizarre.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I've heard through the grapevine that AI is becoming, you know, the next sort of tool to use in real estate. Are you using AI in your business at all?
100% I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've actually been training real estate agents to integrate AI into their business since 2023. Mm-hmm. And so this year I took it to another level and joined up with a trainer who's been in the industry on the real estate side for 20 some odd years. So, and we took it across Canada, and I helped train in a bunch of different places across Canada. So for agents to get a feel for AI, integrating it into their business and how it could help. And so right now I'm just at the tail end of finalizing my real estate course specifically for that. And so I do private trainings right now for agents and for teams so that they can actually learn to integrate. So yeah, it's pretty spectacular. So
That's exciting.
We'll put all the information in this as
Yeah,
well, but
of course.
how can someone get a hold of you if
Yeah.
they want more information, want to connect with you?
Phone me. 604-999-4587 is the number. Just
All right.
give me a call.
We'll put it on the bottom of our YouTube video, but we'll also have it in all the descriptions.
Don't email. Give me a call. Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Yeah, you are definitely a pick up the damn phone
Yeah.
Kind of girl.
kind of person, absolutely. Can I you glossed over it when you were talking about Europe and going and volunteering.
Yeah.
That was dance.
Dance, yes. Yeah.
So I want to, if we circle back to dance.
Oh my God, huge part of my life. So, and I don't think, so, despite the fact that I'm in an industry that requires me to know my numbers and, follow spreadsheets and do all this other stuff, I am a creative and I'm a performer. I think everybody knows that about me by now. But more than that, I started dance in 2018. I started doing heels dance, right? So something just a little bit for myself that only I get to do with a bunch of other amazing humans. And this past year, I moved from just doing regular dancing into burlesque. So it's a totally different feel, and the switch from one to the other has been transformational for me. So it's absolutely incredible to be able to get up on the stage and just have absolute fun and be in an element, right?
Right.
And that is the space that I love to live in, and I don't think that I knew how transformational that shift was going to be for me, but I feel like I've hit my 40s and I've hit a stride, and now everything is coming together, business-wise, creativity-wise, and dance really helps fuel that. So,
What did you have to let go of for that to come out?
Well, what's funny is, this might explain it the best. I remember taking my very first dance class, and they ask you to look at yourself in the mirror, right? So that you're watching your movement and everything else.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I could not watch myself. I was like, this is the most terrifying thing ever in my entire life, was just watching me.
Yeah.
That's a really sad thing when I stop and I think about that. And now, just that shift from, there was this piece of me that just wasn't comfortable with myself. And now, totally different, right? Because I can see myself, and I see the joy, and I see the passion. And, of course, who wouldn't want to watch me dance? I want to watch you dance, right? Like, it's a shift that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I actually know exactly what you're talking about, because I remember when Mark and I got married and it was our wedding video, I could not watch it. I could not watch. I hated seeing myself. And, through the years, after doing so much on Instagram with fashion and the podcast and everything else, and I'm forced to watch myself. And I know what you're saying, when all of a sudden that's a piece that you can take back, and you actually look at yourself and you can accept it all. It's very empowering.
Exactly, yeah. It comes from a place of empowerment then,
Definitely.
Right?
I have a dance background of ballet.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, ballet is just all mirrors.
Yeah.
And everything is like structure and proper, and so I think after, when you're a child watching all of that, sometimes it can do the reverse on you, and that's why I just hated seeing myself after that.
Yep.
But now I've taken that back.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, and I was a chubby fat kid, and growing up and all that, and only recently just dropped 60 pounds personally.
Wow, 60 pounds.
Yeah, so it's a huge shift and a massive change, right?
That is.
And into a totally different space of feeling comfort and like I feel like me now.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That's a big statement.
huge.
That is very big.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of things that have just sort of all come together to make this, the way it is. I hit my 40s and lots of things changed, right? And I am now in a space after a divorce, after, finding the love of my life, after, getting, my real estate business finally cooking, starting this AI project. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Jill and I have talked about entering the fuck it stage of our life.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Totally.
It feels like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is what it should be labeled.
Yeah, it's the fuck it stage. Now, like, other people's opinions don't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're not there.
No.
You're just not giving them the energy they
Yeah.
Right.
But you're really good at that, at not giving things energy.
Some days, yes. I will truthfully, it's always a work in progress.
It's true.
But definitely getting better at it.
Yeah.
It's released us, and because I think on the other side, before fuck it is stress, and after fuck it, there's some freedom.
Yep.
Personal freedom, mental freedom, enjoying life, and care. Not saying you don't care. You just care less about the negative things around you, right?
Well, and not giving something, not allowing something to rent space in your head at all. Yeah.
That's right.
I get it.
So, introvert or extrovert? I mean, you are extrovert to outside. Doesn't mean you. How do you?
Oh, I'm a full extrovert.
So you agree you are
energy.
Okay.
No, and that's where I recharge is with people.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I don't mind being alone. It's fine. Like, every night I take a bath. So
Right.
I have personal time, yes. But that's not where I feel like I become me. That's not where my superpower lies.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I learned from Jill what fine means.
Yeah.
Fine does not mean good.
No.
It's just not great.
Yeah.
How you doing? She goes, I'm fine. I'm like, oh.
What's that? Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's interesting because I'm a little similar in that I love chaos. Like, I like to see it. Like, if I look outside, I want to see energy, action, chaos. I don't necessarily have to be in it, but just seeing it and being around it makes me feel alive.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily an extrovert per se, but yeah.
So what's a moment or a defining moment for you when you had, if you had an aha moment, like, I'm fucking awesome at this?
Oh,
like
just being me? Or
everything you're doing, like, it's that acceptance thing.
Yeah, I think I think that came the very first burlesque show I did, where I realized that everything had fallen into place. Right?
Nice.
I'm on stage with my best friend Amelia. She's my dance wife, right? and just having the time of my life. Right? And I just know that this is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Right? Work hard, play hard. That is the space I want to live in.
So what would you say then is the lesson in that for others? Your real estate. You took on something that you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that gave you the moment of clarity.
Yeah, and it's part of that is getting out of your comfort zone. Right? And I know lots of people talk about it like, oh my God, get out of your comfort zone.
Right,
Everything's it sounds so trite and contrived, but it's so true. Right. The moment you step over that line and you try something new is the moment you're learning, you're in curiosity, and you're in a space where you're open. Right? Because you can't learn, you can't grow, and you can't try new things from a closed off space by any means. You have to be willing to just try it, right?
Yeah.
Because in the end, what is the worst that's going to happen? Really? You're not performing brain surgery here, right? No one is really going to die. So why not just take that step?
Yeah.
Right.
We have that with our effing details. We've always said that. It's about letting go of the details, except if you're a surgeon or building like a really tall building. I want attention to detail, or flying us somewhere. Yeah. But other than that, as you're saying, worst case scenario is
what?
No one's going to die.
Yeah, you trip and fall.
Move forward.
Like, who cares, right? Pick yourself back up.
Did you find a difference in being a real estate agent between if you were a female or a male?
I don't think so, actually. I know that a lot of people have talked about, real estate being a male-centric, male-dominated, profession, except for the fact that I don't actually notice that because, and actually the numbers don't say that that's the case too.
Right.
So there's more females. I think NAR said maybe 2 or 3 years ago that it was like 57% of agents were females, but that would have been in the States. So our numbers in Canada are probably pretty similar, and that's what you notice, right? It's almost an equal balance. I'm negotiating with all kinds of people, so it doesn't really matter.
Right. I
never really noticed it. I'm sure on the development side, it's a little bit different or in different pockets, but as a residential realtor, it's all the same.
Yeah.
So when we talk to people, and even for ourselves, we put forward like a good step on us, like, oh, things are great. Mm-hmm. We don't necessarily come from great all the time.
Yep.
I feel it's important to hear sometimes, not everything, but what were our struggles growing up, or what are the things that we actually had to get through to get here. And maybe it was always great for you. I don't know, or maybe it wasn't. But what are some of the things the challenges that you faced that you really had to work through? Because I know when we face challenges growing up, we can go one of two ways. Yeah. And go down a really shit path for us.
100%.
Or we can plow through it and find whatever it takes to move.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to get a little heavy.
Nope.
When I was growing up, much younger, so I grew up in Ontario, and my birth mother was sick, mentally sick. So she had what's called Munchausen by proxy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the by proxy. So, and in Munchausen, for anybody who doesn't know, that's where someone fakes illness to gain attention. By proxy is they make somebody else sick so that they can have the attention. Right. So I was made to be ill a lot of the time. So I was in and out of the hospital, over to see doctors, problems with my teeth, anything that you could imagine. And my birth mother got all the attention and the people constantly saying to her, oh, you poor thing, your daughter's sick again, right? So she was constantly gaining the attention from all of it. So I was in and out of the hospital, and what tends to happen with Munchausen by proxy is it's always a mother. Very, very, very rare that it's a man. It's the firstborn, which I was, and it's normally a girl. And so I had all of those things. The other thing that's very prevalent is the mother has normally been sexually abused or had something along those lines happen, which the rumors were all there about that with my birth mom. But the other thing is I'm extraordinarily lucky because not everybody gets out of it alive. I was, made to drink sour milk. I was fed bleach as a kid. And let's just say I was super, super lucky. My parents were divorced. I went back and forth between two homes, and it was just by pure chance and pure luck that my dad asked me a question. And I said, and I just said everything because I was a kid. I was like, I get beaten. This is the stuff that happens to me. And the next thing I knew, my dad and my stepmom were fighting for me to have my own lawyer and fighting for me to move out to British Columbia. Wow. And I've done a couple of pretty deep talks about that experience because it was life-changing. Right.
Absolutely.
And I've seen multiple documentaries, read multiple books from other kids who have survived, and read about a bunch of them who didn't. Right. And it's harrowing because it's not something that you can get out of. And so for me, for the longest time, I had problems being able to trust myself because I put my faith in my trust in a woman. And of course, like this is what children do, right? But it was blind trust, and I grew up thinking that blind trust or trusting anybody was a terrible idea, and even worse so, I couldn't trust myself.
Yeah.
So I went through a huge period of time where that was just how I felt. So part of my becoming a performer was putting on a mask and pretending like everything was okay, even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
right? And I know a lot of people have been there before, where they're, you know, like just gotta get up and get through the day, and so you become somebody else. But in doing that, those little tiny pieces inside you that are real start to die. And I was just really lucky that I got through that and had great mentors and had great people supporting me, and that if I hadn't learned how to trust myself and coming out of that, things would be very different. I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
How old were you when you probably realized? Or
when I realized something was wrong,
Yeah.
I would have been 6.
6?
Yeah, and I knew something was wrong because it was, you know, I wasn't like everybody else. You know, I was always sick, always, and nobody got. My sister didn't. You know, and
did you know why?
No.
Okay.
Not entirely. I didn't. I realized where everything was coming from probably around the age of 9, and that
3 years of it.
Yeah,
That's very
and
young.
that I knew that this was wrong.
Yeah.
Right, and there's not much you can do. And it was back in the day when, you know, it was really unpopular to take kids away from their mothers, right? Because moms always know
Sure.
best. And you would never put, you know, a child with a single father.
Yeah.
Like there was a whole other societal thing going on at that time, which made it really, really challenging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Thank you for sharing that. With
Yeah,
us.
you're welcome.
So there's a part I didn't know, and I wasn't trying to guide you
No,
into
no,
a
I
place. So
had
that,
no
Yeah.
but
idea.
I appreciate you sharing it.
well,
Yeah.
because that's, you know, it's not just about getting over something, but
No.
that's where resilience comes from, right?
Yeah,
Is
right.
overcoming something so huge, and what in some cases is so painful, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I've forgiven my birth mom for all that stuff, and you know, we just don't talk.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. No, I completely
Yeah.
understand that. Also, you know, mental illness is such a complex,
Very much so.
you know, and it would probably, you know, take you a lifetime to ever be able to reconcile all of it.
Yep. And
You know?
unpack it, right?
And
Yeah.
unpack
Yeah.
it and trust and all sorts of stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and that's pretty remarkable
Yeah.
because everything in your life could have gone
A very different way.
so many different ways, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have been dead as one
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
On the other side, you know, my dad and my stepmom didn't have a lot of money, but they fought tooth and nail to get me,
Yeah.
you know, and
That's
to get
amazing.
custody. So, and that's part of like where I feel my resilience in watching my parents, like my dad and my stepmom, watching them, that all of that is instilled in me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? So, and I'm very fortunate that way.
you are.
So nowadays we're more aware of mental illness.
Yeah,
There's a lot more resources. Not perfect, but there's a lot more resources.
totally.
There's a lot more things. And in the end, we never know how each individual person is doing. We're really good at hiding shit.
Yeah.
Optically, I'm fucking awesome.
I mean, that's what Instagram's for, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God! Like
TikTok
always
is,
thought
yeah,
of.
look how great I am, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people, look how great they're doing, even in business. Look how great they're doing. There's
Yeah.
you know, you look back and they've been working 6 years and went through a bankruptcy and all this thing. Like, you don't know the whole stories
Yeah,
of people.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
so a takeaway from your journey for me was the moment of change for you was when your dad and stepmom went, that one conversation. And so the learning in that is, if you're a grown-ass adult and you're sort of feeling something or seeing, like, check in
Ask
with the kids.
questions.
Ask
Yeah.
questions, be curious,
Yeah,
right.
and ask more questions.
Yeah, and never be accusatory
No,
and never judgmental. Ever.
Right.
Yeah.
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 That's so important. Yeah. And you're right. Like in a lot of cases, we've come a long way for mental health, but it's still not prevalent in everyday conversation, even
No.
just checking in, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that, you know, with the other men in your life, it's not normally something you're like, hey, how's your mental health today? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not, even though it's getting
I'll
better.
yes and
But-
that one, because
yeah.
I did have a friend from high school I reconnected with, and it was we did sort of have
Yeah.
conversations about it, but absolutely it is not a normal
It's not a normal-
yeah.
Yeah.
thing. It's how are you? Good. You? Great. It's good. I won't bore you with the details. It's great.
Yeah, in that beautiful high-pitched voice.
It's great. Yeah.
Everything's great. Yeah.
So appreciate you sharing the story with us.
Right.
And everybody listening, because it's a powerful story. And 15 years in real estate today.
Yeah.
Look where you are now.
So excited.
Yeah.
Here's to another 15. Oh my God. Hey!
Cheers. Cheers. And here's to another 30. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Let's keep this going.
Yeah.
So what's been something like a really unexpected win for you? Came out of left field. You didn't know. It's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, I would say this AI stuff actually is a huge, because I'm not techie by any means, right? I mean, I can get around a computer and do all that stuff, but I find this so fascinating, the amount of things that you can do. And I'm setting up the back end of my year so that I can do all my real estate stuff, but then start taking a coding program. Like, that's how excited I am about this.
Wow.
And this is not my realm by any means. Like I said, like, my freedom is dance and everything else, but I find that there is so much freedom in this technical space that it's bizarre, right?
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask Ken. I mean, he's like, I have no idea what she talks about, but she seems really into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's true, and I love all of that, and being able to like translate that into my business or help other people with theirs is like super cool. But yeah, AI came out of left field, and there's something about it that rubs me the right way, and I'm just like, oh my God, give me more. Like, I want to be involved in this conversation. Yeah.
And I see you as so there's fly by the seat of your pants, and then there's systems. And I think you're a really solid systems person.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, I've worked a little bit with you, and I've seen the systems you put in place, and you follow the systems, and you lay it out from beginning to end, and you have the goals and that.
Yeah.
Not every person in business has that. Do you think that could be a missing piece for a lot of people in business?
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially you just take the real estate industry as like the number one example. They give you a license and they say, go sell a house. But they don't teach you anything about business whatsoever. Yeah. They don't teach you, anything. You don't learn about P&L. Your profit and loss. Like, why would you set goals except for maybe, trying to make 100,000 one year? Well, you should probably understand where that money is actually going. There's a cut for the government. There's a cut for your brokerage. There's a cut for your marketing. Like let's actually have a plan in place for what you're going to do about this cash. Or you need to realize that no, you need to be making triple what you're making to pull in a proper take home, right? So like actually putting that in place and then building out on top of it is the best way to go. Same in B&I, same in absolutely anything. The systems and structure are there to ground you, right? And you can be creative over top of that all you want. And that's where the real creativity should be, right? Yeah. So
I hear a client calling.
Yeah.
And as a realtor, as I know you are, you're probably in your head going, oh my God, this could be a...
and then it's probably like Ken.
That's probably Ken. Yeah. We say about systems, the systems are there. The systems work if you work the system.
Yeah.
If you work in the system.
100%.
A lot of times.
I'm sorry. So my fault.
Oh, no? There we go. Cool. So, 20 years from now, what's somebody's talking about you, talking about your life, we're talking about Rhiannon.
Yeah.
What is a detail you hope they don't leave out when they're talking about you?
That's a really interesting question, right? And I think the most important thing that I would want someone to remember is that I made everybody feel special.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Walk into a room, and that's just being cognizant and being aware of other people, right?
Yeah.
And giving them, the attention they deserve, and giving those individuals, your full attention. Like that I think that would be it. Yeah.
Rhiannon made me feel special.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
So, can we flip into a fun game?
Let's do it. I love fun games.
We are going to flip into, or go into rapid fire.
Okay.
We got some rapid fire questions for you.
All right.
But this
I'm
is where
excited.
Effing Details comes into play. Fuck the details. When we go to the details, we don't care about
One
the
word?
why.
2 words? Whatever.
Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
just whatever it
Don't
is.
overthink it.
Verbal
and
diarrhea. I love it.
There we go.
Okay. If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Every day I'm hustling.
Wow.
Every day.
That was great.
If you had to give a TED Talk tomorrow, what would the topic be?
Oh, it would definitely be on real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. What's your, we may have just already heard it. What's your go-to karaoke song?
That's not it. I would have to say Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Really?
that's
Yeah.
a long one.
Love to hear you sing it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tricky
Oh,
one.
like the notes are not there, but I will fucking go for it.
Yeah. That's pretty great. And they get you a lot of stage time, too. Because of
Obviously.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I already had the interpretive dance going along with it.
Okay, one detail you always pay attention to.
That's a great question, and
Yeah.
I don't know, because is it in business, is it wherever? But I definitely try and pay attention to what somebody's name is.
Ooh,
Oh,
right?
good.
Nice.
And especially, if you're at a restaurant and the waiter comes up or the waitress and you're saying, "What's your name?" That is a detail that I like to have, so you can
Yeah.
refer to somebody by their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great
we
detail.
go.
2 more. If you were a superhero, what would your power be?
Ooh. I want one of those lassos of truth. Oh my god, like Wonder Woman has. Like,
You kind of are a superhero.
yeah.
So you just need to get your lasso of truth.
What's your fuck it moment that changed everything?
Oh, geez. Yeah, definitely getting up on stage and dancing burlesque. That
Okay.
was probably
Yeah.
a pretty good one. And actually, the very first time going out as an adult and dancing on stage in 2018, my heart was like, go, 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 go. And then I was like, I can do this.
Good.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. Thank you for answering.
Hey, no
that. That was
problem.
great.
Thank you.
What for you still keeps you up at night?
Oh, so where do I begin with that? The market, for sure. Because at any point in time, something can change and business is totally different. Right?
Yeah.
So that does. My dad aging. And I say that because he lives in Peru. He's a far way off, and he had a health scare this year. And I was waiting just to get on the plane. Right? I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and I don't know what happens in that scenario.
Yeah.
Right? And those are two things that for sure. And he's still, young and spry, but let's be honest, he's getting up there, and we're at that age now where these kinds of things happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that worries me a bit. So that's why I like to leave my ringer on at night, much to Ken's chagrin.
Right.
Yeah, Jill has done that before for a few reasons. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Because 99% of the time it's notifications.
I know.
Yeah.
You
I get
got
it,
another
but
follower.
you have to.
You got another follower. Another like.
But you have
But you
to
have to.
sometimes.
But you have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
yeah.
You have a question?
No.
What is your, and we're getting close to the end, what
Yeah.
is your number one key to success then?
My number one key to success, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Right?
do it.
And I know it's very Nike of me, but except for the fucking is a little bit different. But
That's what they meant, though.
Yeah, right. No, it is. But it really is the most important thing. Just do it.
Just do
right? That's how you start anything. You eat the elephant one bite at a time, but you got to start, right? You just got to do.
Yeah.
And because action is the only place that things happen.
Right.
In action, nothing happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take action. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. Get it
Oh.
done.
Yeah.
And you will love yourself for it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because the next thing you know, you're doing more things, or your business is growing, or you're putting effort into things you love. Like, who doesn't want to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So taking risks and chance. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
15 years.
Yes.
Congratulations
so
on
good.
coming into your fucking stage.
Yay!
And so last question for you is, what do the next 5 years look like for you?
Definitely building out the business, this AI thing, 100%, because I want that rocking so that it kind of runs on its own. The bonus about AI is that, you know, it's sort of set it once and it's done and it kind of updates on its own.
Right.
Bonus.
Yeah.
So that's one piece. And then I would say, you know, I do want to be able to do a little bit more travel. Like I'm working some pretty hard hours, but that's also, you know, party hard and all that kind of stuff. And I take time off for World Cups, but I'd like to do a little bit more of that, right?
Yeah.
And especially, you know, a couple of trips with Dad now that he's getting older. I want to be able to have those memories too. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate being here.
Absolutely.
So your name is Rhiannon Foster.
Yes.
With Opportunity Homes Collective.
Correct.
Century 21 in town realty.
You got it.
In downtown Vancouver.
Yeah.
Email address. I know you love phone. What's your email address?
Yeah, so if you want the special one, it's just Rhiannon at RhiannonFoster.com. So RHIANNON at RHIANNONFOSTER.com.
.com. Well, that's a radio voice. .com.
I had to throw it in there.
And you all listening now have the special red phone number.
Yeah,
there it is.
exactly.
And your phone number?
Yeah, 604-999-4587.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
So if you want to connect with Rhiannon, definitely reach out, talk about AI, talk about real estate, talk about how to be a kick-ass business person in Vancouver.
Yeah. You want to learn
questions.
to dance? Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'm happy to do it.
the other thing I know about you is you love to help people.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really do. Like it's in your heart. I see you
Yeah,
do it.
thank
You did it the
you.
other day. I saw a post about you helping people. It's what you do. And so to your goal of 20 years, like you really made an impact on people. That's what you want to say. So you're well on your way.
Thank you.
So thank you for being here.
Well,
Thank you so much.
No, and thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah.
It was great to spend time with you both and to
You too.
be able to share a little bit of me with with everyone. So
I learned a lot. Good.
As did I. So for our listeners, once again, please, we're never afraid of begging. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We even did a video of us begging. Subscribe to YouTube, our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, and listen to the podcast. You can find everything at effingdetails.com. We have swag too that you can find on our site. We have the Fuck the Details caps, and we have mugs and stickers, and we have a gift pack for you, Rhiannon, which we'll give you when we're done.
amazing.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.